Into my time, it gonna hurt to always in your business. I hate it. Hey, I believe you queen inside.
Some people think it's so uncool to live life by golden rule. Don't let them make us hate ourselves, but follow our dreams, follow our dreams. We don't need to prove that we are right. We've got to stand up and give them a fight. We've got to follow our dreams, follow our dreams. We've got to
Never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. Every experience, whether good or bad, holds a lesson. In every challenge, there's growth. Every failure offers wisdom. Life is constantly evolving, and so should we. The moment we think we know it all, we close the door to possibility. Stay curious, stay open, and remember that every day is an opportunity to become a little wiser, a little stronger, and a little better than before.
Well, welcome back, oil runners. We are actually on a brand new journey coming in with the bariatric journey, which is dear to my heart because I've actually had the surgery, the gastric bypass surgery. And so what I've been learning is a lot, that it is something that we cannot go into by ourselves, and that we need to be there for each other and with each other without gatekeeping. And you all know I hate gatekeeping. So we're not going to try to be mean or nothing like that. So this is a new family, a new club. There's a lot of Facebook places that you can go on for recipes and, help and whatnots and everything. But this is another situation that another place that you can come into and learn. So we are putting this on YouTube, all of that. So we have actually a starting with Glenn Sutton, which actually I was going to bring him in as a co-host, and we were talking about it backstage. So I'm excited because we are going to be talking. He has done this surgery as well, and it is a wonderful thing. So we're going to start off with a joke, which is, you're in Alaska when you need, wrong one. Wrong one. So you were in Alaska when people eat ice cream on the porch when it's 20 below. So that's a definite truth onto that one. I used to do it, and I can't eat ice cream no more, not because of the surgery, but that was like my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But either way, so we're going to bring Glenn Sutton to the stage, and we are going to talk about the bariatric journey.
All right.
Welcome. How are you today?
Oh man, it's a little cold in North Carolina, but I am so glad to be on the show to talk about what we're going to talk about. And this is an honor. I'm just honored just to be here to tell my story.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming on because it is a hard subject. I mean, it takes time to understand this situation. A lot of people will knock us out, and say it's the easy way out, and all that. And it's a whole mental health issue that we need to talk about, and that we need to be there for each other. So I seen you were on the journey. I've seen you on Facebook a million times, but I didn't know that you went on the journey. But you were so out there with your story. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just sharing. And I was like, all right, you were exercising, doing, you know what I mean? So I was like, well, maybe let me see if I can inbox him, see if he'll do it. You know what I mean? Just random.
Wow.
And I'm grateful that you responded with the way you did, because this is very near and dear to my heart, that I really want people to come on and to share their journeys and to help each other. It's like an AA meeting kind of thing,
Yes.
like we're just out in the open, and I know, guys, it is really, really scary, because I was scared at first too, but you know what, it is what it is at this point. We can get a lot of information from the Facebook stuff, and even our doctors have told, actually my doctor physically told me, You need, in order to get into this program, you need to be in a group, a support group. Okay, well, where the heck do you find that?
Right.
Right. So we just, it's like one of the requirements. So yeah. So what was yours like?
You know what? It's funny you say that. Just before this all started, um, I got a phone call from my primary doctor, and I knew something was wrong because she called me after hours, and she called me from an unknown number, and she said, "Mr. Sutton, your blood work didn't, your blood work was worse now than before."
Oh,
And so, yeah, that's what I said. And I said, "What?" I said, "Well, how worse?" And so she gave me those numbers, and they were bad. They are so bad. I'm not even sure. It's real bad.
right.
And so she said, "We got to do something." She said, "Because right now, you are you are on your way to have a heart attack. Your blood pressure is just too high." And she had already given me 3 blood pressure pills and cholesterol pills. Everything was out of whack, and only because I wasn't disciplined in eating. I would just, and like most people, you get hungry and you eat. And I stop at McDonald's or whatever. And over time, especially when you get older, you gotta be real careful. I'm real
Yeah.
careful. But I wasn't knowledgeable of eating. And then I had to realize that I had a problem. I was addicted to food. Did you say
Abs-
that? I
yeah.
was. I was. And I should have picked it up a long time ago because my wife, she made a comment one day. She woke up one morning, she says, "What's all this in the bed?" And it was tater chips that I had eaten the night before. But I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. And then one day, one day she bought a 24 pack of sodas. She bought it that evening. By the next morning, all of them was gone. I mean, all of
You
them.
didn't.
That's
Oh
what I
my
did.
God.
My head was hurting so bad. She woke up. She woke up the next morning and she saw all the cans on the counter. She says, "Who took all these sodas?" And I said, "It was me." She said,
Oh,
"All 24? You mean you didn't?" But my head was, oh my God, my head was unbelievable. But it wasn't just that. It was things over the years that I've did and that I messed up. And I said I was addicted. I was addicted to food, and this kept adding weight on. And for men, if you start gaining weight, what we do is we buy we buy we buy like a bigger shirt, a
yeah.
2X become a 3X,
Women
3X
too.
become a 4X, 5X, and guess what we do? Guess what we do? We start wearing black. Black make you look what? Small. And so we start doing that. So I never faced me. And then when the doctor called me and said this is out of order, and this she said you're gonna die, because I used to always share with her that, all the dreams I had to be,
Mhm.
of doing a play. Can I do plays and stuff? And she says, well, Miss Sutton, you're not gonna make it because all your blood work is bad, and you're on the verge of having a heart attack. And the thing is, I had three episodes. Two of them it was at work, my heart, and so after that, that was it. I was
Mm.
at my small group, at my church, and somehow this guy came up and he was talking about his wife had a gastric bypass for like this weight loss surgery. I knew I wasn't gonna do that because everybody that I've seen who had a gastric bypass, to to me they didn't look healthy.
Thank
That
you.
was
They looked older, and yeah,
yes,
like
they
the
look old, and I said, oh no, and this every and when I say this, I really mean this. There was nobody that I knew who had it and looked well. So Glenn Sutton was not going to get it
right.
until my primary doctor, she said this, and then and see, God's so amazing. And I was at church, and someone mentioned about this gastric bypass, which I wasn't gonna do. And I went home, and on YouTube, this thing popped up about gastric bypass, and I watched the video, and it says this guy says he was 400 pounds, now he's 200 pounds, but he looked pretty good. And so I started there. I saw a lady. She looked pretty good. I said, well, let me just look into it. And so I made the steps, and I called around, and I tapped into Pioneer Surgical, and I made an appointment. And when I went there, I'm going to tell you, my life has changed. I changed. Dr. Grafton sat me down, and he told me, what my blood work, what it was telling him,
Mm-hmm.
and over the years, and some things I didn't tell him because I was so embarrassed. I didn't lie to him, but I didn't tell him. He said, Mister, how long you been a diabetic? I said, oh man, I think about 10 years, because he didn't have my up-to-date record. But it was
Right.
longer than that. It went longer than that. And he sat me down, and he kind of looked in my eyes. I can only tell you what I felt. I think this was a good Christian doctor. He looked in my eyes, and he said, Mr. Sutton, you got to get that weight down now, because we don't know how much pressure you put on that heart.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I said, okay. He said, because you're not going to be here long. So once I left there, I told my wife. Matter of fact, he suggested the gastric bypass. Now my wife and I, we tried. Well, I tried diagnosing myself, which you shouldn't do, because I was gonna get the sleeve, because everybody else was getting it. They look a little better than the gastric bypass people, and so my wife and I, we was in agreement, because we heard from God. So I went back to the doctor. I said, Doc, my wife and I, we kind of agreed to do the sleeve. He said, no, you don't need a sleeve. You need to get the gastric bypass. And he told me why. And when he told me why, I told my wife what he said. So my wife said, nah, we ain't getting that, because the only thing he wanted more money. But when I looked at the price of sleeve, it wasn't that much. It wasn't that much different. And then I felt in my spirit, I really did, that this is something that I had to do. So listen, so I'm thinking that you go in there and do the surgery, that's it. Oh no, it's more
Mm-mm.
than that.
It's
They
not
could,
the easy way out. Please don't
no,
tell us
it
that.
ain't.
That is no. Like,
I couldn't. And you could chime in, because when they told me I had to take classes,
oh,
I'm trying to
yeah.
think what class. And then she says I had to get a nutritionist, and then I
Uh-huh.
had to get a social worker. I'm trying to think, what I need a social worker for? I mean, it's just losing weight. But
Right.
what they trying to figure out, what's going on in your mind? Why are you thinking? What's going on in your mind? And so once I went through all the 12 classes, and they were
Mhm.
tough, and so by me going there, I found me. I had found out, you know, I had to realize something. And I don't cuss, but I had to look at myself, and I had to look at myself. I had to use the F word. I was fat.
Yep.
I wasn't big boned. I wasn't big. And I wasn't overweight.
Yep.
I was fat. And I looked in the mirror. I, I really looked in the mirror. I really looked at. So sometimes we so disgusted with our bodies, and we don't look. But at this time, I looked in the mirror, and I looked at Glenn. I really looked at him, and I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what God created. I really didn't. So guess what I did? I did something about it. I said I'm gonna get this surgery because uh because I want to live. And doctor, I came in, I met doctor for the third time. He said, what you gonna do? I said, Doc, I'm gonna get the surgery. He said, well, you have to pass the classes. I did the classes good. I did that. I was real good. And my life, I'm telling you, my life now is a different life. I, I even look different. You know what the thing, and you probably do, you do too. When I guess when I look at the pictures now, and me now and back then, I said, oh my God, I can't believe I was that overweight. No, I'm sorry. I was that
Right.
fat. I
Thank you.
couldn't believe it. My
Yeah.
wife said,
Stop being
I said,
sensitive to the word fat. Like, we really
okay,
got to be
Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
okay. If you tell me I'm fat, please tell me. That's
Okay.
okay. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
no, but I'm okay with that word. That yeah, that you
Yeah.
got to be really true with yourself, and
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
the hardest thing
Right.
to go with.
Wow.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like you
Yeah.
said, looking in the mirror is like, listen,
Yeah.
and that's that. Before you physically get into the actual surgery
Right.
itself, you have to go through that mental process,
That's right.
you know,
Wow.
and it's not just the nutritional process too, but that
Right.
mental,
Right.
because if you go into that whole mental process with all that negativity, okay, you might
Right.
have some after, you know what I mean? You're
Right.
not fully ready, but you know, at least good enough to where you're like stable enough to be like, all right, listen, like
Right.
this is it, you
Right.
know. You can't go into, otherwise you're just going to go back to the old ways.
Oh, way again. Right. Right.
The
Exactly.
old, yeah, it's something, I mean, it is, I mean, just the difference between the sleeve and the gastric bypass.
Mhm.
The sleeve, I wouldn't say it's the um one of these days I'll put a different word to it, but to
Uh,
me, I'm not saying it's the easy way out, but it's the easier one of the two.
right.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you're just literally cutting stomach. The
Right.
gastric um bypass,
Right. Yeah.
you got like 10% of your stomach left. Like, I mean, they
Yep.
literally did a whole bunch of
Yeah.
good
The
stuff
whole.
in
Yeah.
there.
The whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Right. Oh
And
yeah.
it's
It's
it's and we, I mean, I just took my, you know, my vitamin because I'm horrible at that. Like, that is one of my,
do your
I'm
vitamins.
right, I got to do it
I'm
because you can
serious.
go, we got to go into vitamin deficiency. The
That's
sleeve really
right.
doesn't really have that portion. I mean, you
Right.
can, but they're easier on that section. Us, we got to go through vitamin deficiency issues.
Right. Right.
We all have the protein, making sure that
Right.
protein is on the table.
That's
Like,
right.
you know, and so like we only, our stomach is like literally, it's,
Small. I know.
I mean, like it's the size of a hard boiled egg.
I mean, and that really got me because everybody was telling me, even doctor whatever they said, he told me the truth. He said, Mr. Sutton, now you know you won't be able to eat a lot. And I said, no, yeah, and I was like, yeah. But you can't. I mean
Right.
one time. I remember one time when I first was able to eat solid foods, and one day I was hungry. I mean, I was real hungry, and I don't know what happened. My wife cooked some. I think she cooked a steak, something like that, and I could eat, this time I could eat a steak. I only ate like this much,
Yep.
and I was full. I was like I ate 20. I couldn't even do it. It
And
was
it's
just
heavy.
I couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
my wife said she came in and says, "Did you eat?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "You didn't eat nothing." I said, "I did." I said, "I can't. I couldn't eat no more." And so then I said, "Well, this is what it is." And then the next day it did the same thing. You know, you can't. You just you can't. You. That's why it's so good. To, drink your protein drinks because I wasn't eating. Oh man! And then the first month I got home, I lost 40 pounds, gone. Then the next month I lost like about another 40. Boom. But remember, I was exercising. I was doing my exercise, doing all my vitamins. But you remember
Right.
I said earlier about I was saying everybody that I known that who had the surgery, they look older.
Yeah.
So one day, I'm gonna tell you something. You can always learn from a bad example. It's this lady, she pulled me to the side who had the surgery, but who had failed. So
Uh-oh.
she said, oh, she failed. Matter of fact, she's bigger than she was. Well, anyway. Okay, she started off 400 pounds. She got down to about maybe 200 pounds. And she
Mhm.
went back up, now she's about 500 pounds.
Wow.
But guess what happened, right? She called me, her and I was talking one day, and this is what she told me. And remember, now you probably don't know this, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm black.
Oh, I didn't know. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
really?
yeah. Anyway, she's a white woman, and this what she told me. She says, I failed mine, but I'm going to help you. She says, this is what you need to do. Now
Mhm.
remember, she the one that failed.
Right.
She says, make sure you take your vitamins. And she looked at me like I'm looking at you. Take your vitamins. You gotta take them. You gotta take them every day. And she make sure you. She said go to Walmart and go to and she said and go to the women's section. I'm trying to think what I'm going to say. She said you gonna need. She said you gonna need all this cream for your skin because your skin gonna draw up. And she told me what to use and all that. I'm saying I said what, go to Walmart and I got all the skin care.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what happened. What that woman told me, oh man, it and here I say this, it made me look like about 10 years younger. I
Well,
used everything she told me.
well,
It was
spill the beans on what kind of cream it was. Like,
well
we want to know.
it was the it was I got some it's anything that had that SURCUM. It's anything that does anything that it was collagen.
Collagen.
Anything that could collagen, anything that deals with like tighten your skin up, I
You got
use that.
biotin, collagen.
And then this guy came on TikTok, right? And it's some stuff called it's a sheep like cocoa butter, and I
Uh-huh.
use that. Oh man, but that's she said, Mr. Sutton, you have to use these products for your skin. And she said, if you do that, I promise you, you can look like a different person. And all this stuff here. And I did. And I would let you tell you this here. My skin is good. My skin, I don't look old. I mean, because what happened is, I'm married. My wife, she look at me. This how she look at me. I mean, by all means, she loved me. But this how she look at me in the morning time now like this here. Like, it's like I'm a star. But what it
Hey.
does, I'm tell you what it does. With that and God had turned the time back on me.
Yeah.
Because I looked at some pictures from before, and I would say this here: weight does make you look older. It does. And once you start losing the weight, you gotta make sure your skin is good, all skincare, and I've done that. I do my vitamins every day. I do my
Mhm.
exercise. I do everything that they told me to do. Drink all my water, and since then, my life has changed. I mean, but now there's a flip side of that too. I'm not gonna call nobody's name. And these family members did not want. They kind of really. I didn't say they hated me, but they did not want me to have this surgery. What? You
Oh,
had no surgery? No, that don't make no sense. That's crazy. You getting the easy way out. You should go to the gym and all. I
yeah.
said I done that already. I
Right.
already done that already, and I had to realize something that I needed help.
Yeah.
I needed help. So that's where I'm at, and it was the best decision for me. My wife, I'm able to now. I ain't gonna lie, I'm able to do the things that I know I couldn't do. I couldn't do. I couldn't even. Oh my God, I stay hurt. I used to take 17 pills a day.
Yikes.
17, 17 pills a day, and the bad part about it, they weren't even working. It wasn't working. I mean, I don't know. They wasn't working. I wasn't feeling. I wasn't feeling. I wasn't feeling no better. I I really wasn't. I wasn't feeling no better. And I knew. No, I didn't know because if I knew I probably done something. But I had several episodes of my heart was hurting so bad, like I had a heart attack. And what it was that my heart was working so much because of the weight that I was
Yeah.
carrying.
Yeah.
Serious. So
Exactly.
now I was 315, and now I'm 185, and it feels good. Boy,
Hey.
can you imagine now? Listen, right? Can you imagine now you can go in Walmart and I can, usually all the big sizes are gone. But I don't need a big size no more. I can go and get extra large. I can even go get a large.
Dude.
It feels so wonderful. But like I say, there are other methods out there. I'm not telling people to do what I did. But because there's other things out there, you can get some shots. The Ozempic is Ozempic and Wegovy. I did that, but I was unsuccessful.
Right.
Now a friend of mine who's close to me, he did it. You would thought he had a surgery. He's doing real good with it. But for me, I had the surgery, and and God is good. So that's
Yeah.
where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you speaking of the clothes and going through, because you had your surgery what, 6 months ago or so?
Yeah, I had
So you
on June 8th, I had it June 18th at 7:03 a.m.
June
Sure
18th of
did.
this year or last year.
Last year, yep.
Yeah, that's yeah, because mine was July 13th of 2023.
Hmm.
So yeah, you're still in that baby stage while
Yeah.
coming in, and that stage yeah, that's a stage where like the whole clothes thing, I was
Hmm.
having a problem where like all the stuff was going. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna buy one pair of jeans, you know what I mean, just so I don't look so stupid in
Right,
like
right,
my
right,
huge clothes. That way I'm not wasting clothes or
right.
whatever, because that's expensive enough, or go to
It
Goodwill
is.
or something.
Right.
But that whole fact that it took me a while. Now I'm starting to get used to it of having, oh, I'm a size 4 now, size 6,
Yes.
like, wait, what? Then what really got me
Uh,
was when I was fat,
hmm.
all the cute clothes. Well, there were no clothes for the bigger people, right?
Right, 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 right.
Cute, no nothing, right?
Right.
I'm being real on this.
I know it's good. That's
And,
good.
and, and now, like, and then all the cute clothes was in the thinner people stuff, right? So now
Always.
I'm thinner and I'm in that thinner section. I'm like, yay,
Right.
I could go into the cute
You
stuff.
can
Nope.
what? Right. It's
It
awesome.
switched. I said, what the heck happened here?
Right. I know.
Right. Like, so,
I know you're right. I mean, and I know for you, I know you personally. I mean, you're pretty young woman. Even when you put these clothes on, it fits your body now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It fits your body.
it's
You feel
weird
confident.
sometimes. But yeah,
It's all that about, yeah.
that
Because
dysmorphia portion is real.
Mhm.
I don't know if you have it, but I definitely have it, and I know you're married and I'm kind of
Mhm.
not, but still having that whole,
Because-
like, so it still bothers me, even
right,
though I'm thinner, but I still have some loose skin or,
right,
or whatever. And
uh-huh,
I'm cool with my personal self, but now
right,
I'm like, well, like if I'm not saying I'm having sex, y'all, but I'm
right,
just
right.
saying the thoughts of it,
Hmm.
going into like if I got married or whatever,
Right,
and I stayed the way I look, right?
right,
Like, do they really like me? You know what I mean? Like
right,
all that doesn't fit in my
right,
brain. Like I
right.
have a problem with that. So I'm like, well, I'll just stay to my little self. I'm good. It's a really a big thing. And then I have this whole thing about the anorexia. I
Mm.
could easily go back into anorexia,
Quick. Right,
and because I've had it in with the mental health, and that's where we had to be strong before the surgery,
right,
knowing that it's going to be hard, but it's also going to be rewarding in a way.
right.
But like I'm at 145 I'm staying between 140 and 150. I'm supposed to be 150, but
Right.
this is my happy place,
Okay. Mhm.
So I give myself that 10-pound leeway so
Mhm.
I don't cry. I
Right,
found that out,
right,
um, or whatever. And then like I used to be told I couldn't eat carrots. I couldn't eat this. I was a Jerry
right,
Springer girl, you know what I mean? And I was pretty much this weight, you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
right.
So it really threw me for a loop. So I have to deal with all that, but now I'm okay. Like I'll eat
Mhm.
whatever the heck I want. I'll eat Taco
Right,
Bell if I want, you know what I mean?
right.
But I learned the portion size.
Exactly. Right,
You
right,
know what I
right,
mean? If I'm eating Taco Bell, I eat it that's my caloric intake for the
right,
day, right?
right,
But then in
right,
between I'll have like some crackers or you know what I mean? It's okay. Like and
right,
I'm still on my weight consistency or whatever. But as long as I have my protein in throughout the
right.
whole day, if I make a steak dinner or buy a steak, if I DoorDash a steak, like from Applebee's or something, I don't know where, um, that's my big meat for the day. And
Right.
I eat off of it all day long.
That's
And
right.
it makes me feel like I ate 20,000 meals
I
because,
know.
so like it had to really I had to really do stuff with my brain here. And I was like, oh, well, this makes more sense. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I overate. No, I only ate one meal
That's
technically
it. That's
instead of the
it. That's
five
right.
meals that,
Yeah.
you would have 5 steaks, and like throughout the
Right.
day and then gain all that weight. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
Like we just have to, and that's where people are getting it mixed up. So we have
Mhm.
to really make it look like trick our brains into thinking we ate 5 meals versus the
Right.
one.
Right.
And you don't need 100 eggs.
Oh no. No.
Learn
No. 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 Yeah.
learn
Mm-mm.
exactly. You can't have too many carrots. Like they say that's healthy. It's not. Like you
Right.
literally really look into the nutritional values of all the types of foods,
Right.
it's still you eat the portion that you're allowed. Like the strawberries, you can, and this is just nutritionally, outside of the journey, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like you can only have so many strawberries until it becomes a wrong idea.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Bananas. You don't want a yellow banana. You want a green banana because yellow bananas are sugar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Yellow bananas, that's when they start turning to sugar. The green banana. Now, I had to learn all this before the surgery and before I even thought about the
Now,
surgery.
now, now, I didn't know that. See, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yep.
Information's power. Look at that. I didn't
Yep.
know that.
And eat them during the morning, not the night. It's just how you exercise an hour before you eat anything,
Right.
because if you exercise afterwards, it's not going to make any sense. But exercise an hour before you
Right.
eat anything. Keep your water levels up.
Mhm.
Your 64 ounces. Like it's a lot of work. And when
It
people
is.
tell me that whole
It
easy, you
is.
took the easy way out, and
Oh, heck no.
you didn't trust God enough. Seriously?
Right.
Like,
That devil.
I exercised like crazy, and it turned out it was my medical issues with my spine and all that stuff that was causing all this stuff, right? So I did the same exact stuff,
Right.
went on the keto, like, and under doctors' things for years. And the same exact thing somebody else did. They lost the weight. I gained the weight. I did not
Right.
cheat. So I was like, whatever, F
Right.
this, man. Like,
Right.
like I don't
Right.
like to swear either, but I literally was like, well, if this isn't working, why the heck am I gonna even try? I mean, I was
Right.
exercising the whole 9 yards. And so I got frustrated. Then I looked into his book, Foods That Harm, Foods That Heal.
Mm.
Okay. So I started, you know what I mean? This is way before the surgery, even the thought of it. And I was like, whatever, but I started with all my medical issues. And God was like,
Right.
eat according to your disease, because not everything
Mm.
is good for you. Like apple was
Right.
bad for me. It was killing me. Apples. Okay. So I was like, all right,
Wow.
we'll cut that out. You know what I mean? With my diseases and stuff like that. And so I learned, I can't be like everybody else. I really have to make a menu of my own stuff. So every time something
Wow.
else came on so yeah, it was like blueberries were antioxidants, and all this stuff. So I was like, all right, well, we'll put that on the list.
You can eat blueberries.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Berries are great for you.
Oh yeah.
Keeping the berries, and then watermelon, you don't want too much of it, but you can have it. Yeah, strawberries, raspberries, anything with the berry is very good
Yeah.
for you.
But it's funny you said that about the now with the I was going to the gym, and you remember I was telling you about the lady who didn't do good, but she had a good advice for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, she said, she said, Mr. Sutton, you look pretty good. She said, how's your workout going? I said, I go to gym. I go to gym like almost like 5 days a week. And she says, what you do? I told her what I do. I do my little walking, my little weight training. So she says, she said, that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, but you're going to need something else. I'm trying to think. Here's a woman who failed at this, got all these great ideas. And guess what? She had a great idea. She says, whatever you do, get your aerobics in. I said, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Get your aerobics in. She said, because what's going to happen is you're going to go to the gym, you're going to do your walking, and there are a lot of areas on your body that you're not going to hit. And when you mentioned about the loose skin, she said any loose skin that you have, you're going to hit that. And I
Yep.
said, huh? And I said, so she turned me back on to Sean T.
Okay.
And that did it. Oh my God, that it's hard, but I make sure in my mind that I say, hey, this is something that I get to do because it works the whole body. Because
Right.
most time go to the gym, we do the legs and all that stuff, and that's fine. But with the aerobics, moving the arms back and forth, you hitting all that stuff, and
Right.
that was my turning point. And I can see I saw an ab in my stomach. I couldn't believe it.
Hey.
Oh my God.
That's equivalent to seeing your first hair coming out as a puberty thing. Like, hey,
Yeah. I said,
what's
oh my God. I see one little muscle, but it takes all that. It's just not doing one thing. It's all up in the
Yep.
eating and the water and all that. But the aerobics, even though I don't do as fast as they do, but I keep doing and I do it. And now like every morning and even this evening, every morning and every morning I do. I have a show now. I get up in the morning and do my Sean T. But I
Yeah.
do it on Facebook Live. So everybody there, you can join me. I do Facebook Live, and I want people to live. Let me say it that way.
Yeah.
I want them to live. You know,
Absolutely.
and that and when you don't do nothing, and like my brother, oh man, I shouldn't say his name. Anyway, my brother have his own opinion about the way he doing it, the way he should do it, and that's fine. I never press that on nobody. But I would say this here: it's not working.
Yeah.
And one day he looked at me right, and he said, "Hey, yeah, man, I lost 20 pounds. Ball me. I didn't miss him no weight. What happened was he brung it up, and I looked at him like I'm looking at you. I said, Cornell, you don't look healthy. I
Mm.
said, you look overweight. I said, your legs are buckling in. And my cousin, he with me, and he made a comment on it. I said, look here, man, I'm your brother. You know what I'm saying? We came from mom, same dad. I'm looking at you, man. I said, the way that you're doing, the way that you think you're doing it's not working. And he said, no, man, Doc said I'm losing. I said, Doc, nah, you don't look healthy. I'm not saying get the surgery, but for you, my brother, get a surgery because you can. And you wouldn't believe, and not everybody can afford the surgery, but on his insurance and my insurance, his insurance, they pay 100%.
Mm.
Yeah, because I had to pay. 'Cause I had to pay anything. I had to pay. I ain't had to pay $1.
I didn't either.
Not
No,
nothing.
wait, hold
So
on. I paid. I had to pay No, I had to pay $100 because the hospital itself,
uh,
the insurance didn't make me pay, but the
uh,
hospital itself made me pay for them. But yeah,
wow,
yeah,
for
I
real?
thought that too. I was like, wait, what the heck is going on here?
Right,
Like,
right. But so that thing is um, that's and even with that, and and like I said earlier, our goal even on the show is to get the word out. So
yep,
my wife and I, we developed a stage play called it's called "A Secret Is Out" because you know what, I'm gonna tell you this here, and I don't know, you different than anybody else. Most women who have the surgery, and men, but most women who have this surgery, they keep it a secret. Shh. They want everybody to believe that they're exercising and eating right. And they had a surgery. Every woman that I found out, every woman that I know now who had a surgery, now they come to me. Only because I'm doing only because I did a play and I was on TV, all that stuff. And they
right,
said, and they said, well, Mr. Sutton, they had a surgery like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But but it but it shouldn't be a secret. They want you to believe that they exercise, they start eating right, and
okay,
no, that ain't happened to me. I had the surgery and it changed my life. And by that, my wife and I did a whole stage production, not just on the surgery, but on every every part that I went through. Every part,
yeah,
everything. Because I'm saying because I look different. I know you look, and I think you and I was talking before the show, even before the day, that and with men, with you know what I'm saying? You pretty woman, you know what I'm saying? They may compliment you a lot more, or they may try to flirt a lot more with women, you know what I'm saying? But I have to be, well, for men, no, sometimes men, my wife always say this, but anyway, she said men get their head too big when she said when a woman compliment her, when women compliment me. But that don't happen to me. But anyway, but the thing is that I got to make sure that that I'm settled with that the foundation,
Yep.
because something that can be good can turn something that's bad. Let's say it that way.
Absolutely.
Mm. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but how
Um,
do you but how do you deal with that with men being flirtatious? What's the I mean, when that, I mean, how do you deal with it?
I'm still working on that issue.
Okay, okay, I
like,
got you.
I mean, even that was one of my mental health problems.
Okay,
Because um, even as a kid, a
hmm,
little girl, men were coming up to me and
wow,
drunk men and all that stuff, and then tried to kiss me at the playgrounds. Yeah, it was a whole mess, right? So I used to get, I used to, I got essayed a lot, or whatever, and I
you got
dealt
what
with that.
again?
I
You got what?
assaulted.
Okay,
Um,
okay, okay, okay.
uh, yeah. So at my job when I was 15, like all
Oh
kinds
my
of,
God,
so you're taught, like I was telling you before, I was taught, by my parents to, when you go to a job interview, you wear nice, you know what I mean? Your
right,
suit, blah, blah, blah. I did.
right,
Next thing I know, it was a whole mess,
wow,
so that my mental health went into gears on that. Like, you know what I mean? Cause it's like, well, what the heck is it? Why would I, why? And I wasn't
right,
fat back then. I was actually pretty much this weight. So like,
wow.
so I always, I had to hide underneath the hat, underneath, and that's why I
Oh
was
man,
fat.
good title, good title. That's a good title. I like that title. Good title. That's gonna be a play. That's a good play. Good title.
Yeah, I had to hide. I was always hiding my name tags. I didn't want people to know me at all,
Mm,
and so even, I mean, I tried to look ugly. I'm not saying that, I'm saying this humbly. I tried everything, you
mm-hmm.
know, and I still got flirted with, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was so scared because every time I would say no,
Right,
bing, bing, boom, that a guy would think that meant yes, right?
right, right, right.
So yeah,
Right,
so now, I mean, people may think I'm rude right now, but I'm like, no, like, look, do
right.
you people, like, I don't answer my door for DoorDash. Like, let's just put it that way. I
Wow.
was at my door because I had people like put their foot in the door when I was pregnant.
Okay.
The delivery dude. And he was like, "Well, I'm Italian." And I was like, "And what the f does that mean? What does that have to do
Right,
with me? Just give me my stupid pizza and leave me alone, right?"
right, right,
And so things like that would happen. So I have an absolute reason. So now my mental health, we're working on this issue. I was like, "Well, I'm getting hit on no matter what. I hid behind my fat.
right.
It
Mm,
still didn't work."
good title. Good title.
I hid behind my fat and it still didn't work. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be me. I don't care. It is what it is. And I, that is one of those things that is still there. But I actually asked myself, I said, how do celebrities deal with this? You know,
Well, yeah, yeah,
like
good, yeah,
going on that level. I've
mhm,
I've I've went on Facebook, said, please don't do this. I don't like to be called beautiful, blah blah blah. It really, PTSD really sits in. I'm okay at this sort of now, you know what I mean? But it's
right,
still one of those things. I mean, you do you, I do
right,
me, but but it's just one of those. It's scary to me. Okay.
right, right.
Um, but so now I actually was like, well, if they have people hitting on them like crazy,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
So now I try to act, I'm not a celebrity or anything like that, but I'm trying to like put my mindset in that. Like, how would they really do this? How did they go out there and have all these fans coming at them? Like, and oh my God, like, and just really and they just keep living their lives. I don't know
that's
how
right.
they're really thinking, but still, like, well, maybe. So right now I'm just kind of dealing with it at this point. I just go back out into the woods. I just tell people, like, I live in Alaska.
Yeah,
You meet my pet, the bear. It's not a human that you got to meet. Respect to my dad and all that stuff or whatever. If you can get past the bear and they
uh,
really like you and and all the stuff, I'll give you extra 5 minutes. Bing bang boom. That'll keep it out. You know what I mean? That's my hiding spot.
wow, wow. Yeah, but it is. I say, with me, and I'm married, and sometimes what we have to do, and we got to on who we are.
Yeah.
You know, I think you do a good job. You know, be respectful, because people who hadn't seen me, whatever, they probably, they probably compliment. And by all means, what I do is I say thank you, and I keep it moving. I keep it
Right.
moving. You know, and this is something that God allowed me to do. It was my choice. God allowed me to do only for His purpose. You know, because at the rate I was going, I wasn't gonna fulfill it totally. So
Right.
so what I try to do is do what He want me to do, and bring our story out, help somebody else. And like I say earlier, that's why my wife and I, we did a play called "The Secret Is Out," and so
Mhm.
now we're on tour. We are, yeah, we're on tour. We're on tour, and so we're excited about we doing it as we just tell the story, not about the surgery, but everything that comes with it, from
Yeah.
family members who said don't do it, from people on the job. It was just unbelievable. So I'm excited about it, and like I always tell people, it was the best decision that I made.
Yep.
Real talk.
I
I'm
don't
serious.
regret it either. I really
No,
don't regret it. I mean, there had been, I was the one that had the 1% that couldn't have the protein shakes and all that, the easy, in the bariatric world, the easy stuff that came along with it, where you can have the
right,
shakes and have all that stuff, and they can make all this. Nope. I had to go find everything else on the back burner,
right,
um, or everything or whatever. So I had to really, really dig and find out exactly what the heck is going on here, like,
right,
and what can I eat? What do I have? Like, I can't have any milk products. I have soy milk, and they found the pea protein milk, and all that stuff. But I found out through over $5,000 later, like, which, by the way, guys, don't prepare ahead of time.
right.
Don't do that, because your whole thing is going to change completely.
Yes. Wow.
My neighbor got about a good couple $1,000s worth of protein shakes.
Good God, you bought that many?
Yeah, because I was already drinking them, beforehand. And so after the surgery, it was just like, I couldn't have it. I drank a couple at the hospital. And then after that, it was a
Oh,
done deal. So anything that was milk-based products or whatever, it was
right.
bad. So yogurt left the door. So, when they say, oh, we'll just have that yogurt has protein in it. Yes, you can
Yeah.
have that. But if you can have that. So now I had to really find things that were different. So
Right.
my sister gave me the bariatric pal, .com. She's like, well, I found this, and
Right.
because she had the sleeve, which hopefully she'll be on here, and telling us about the sleeve. And
Okay.
she's about, I think, 6 years out now, and whatnots. But
Wow.
yeah, like, I really had to, if I would have known about the bariatricpal.com before the surgery, that would have saved a lot of money.
Wow.
I'm just being real, because if
Yeah,
you
you're
really
right.
look at it logically,
Wow.
we have to have our water intake,
That's right.
right? We have to have
Yeah,
our protein intake, and
I'm
we
telling.
have to have, just water and protein, making sure at least that's good to go, right? So that's like the biggest thing everybody's so concerned about the day of surgery. And we can't eat, we're on liquids, right?
That's right. Just
So we can only
liquids.
sip 2 sips, or have a
Yeah.
teaspoon and all that stuff. And everybody's like, well, what the heck? Like, what are we supposed to do? Well, something that I learned was the bariatric pal, they had it's on Amazon.com too. So,
Uh-huh.
but they have those soups, right? They have soups that have, like, I think it was between 12 and 15 grams of protein in it. So you got
A
your
soup?
protein. Yep. You got, like, chicken noodle soup. You could just pour hot water over it and all that. And, you got your, and it's like, there's a tomato soup, there's a chicken noodle soup, the mushroom. I'm personally not into the mushroom, but I'll still eat it, right? But it's in the box, and you eat that,
Right.
and you still get, you could have that during your time that you just had surgery and all of that. Like, you're not missing out on your protein. It's
Mm.
one meal kind of thing, and you can eat that throughout the day, right? Like, kind of thing. And you just kind of go through that versus having 20,000 different things, trying to figure out what the heck your body's wanting. It's literally like
Right.
having a baby, or a newborn baby. You're feeding the baby, you have that milk product or whatever. And then once they turn a certain age, then you introduce the peas, you introduce the, whatever it is.
Right.
And then they might not like it. They might like it at 10 years old later. That's how literally we're going through that baby stage. So whatever stage you're at, like, I mean, me personally, I think I'm still learning. There's seasons that my body's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to eat a grilled cheese sandwich for like 5 weeks. Then after that, it's
And
gone. It's
you
like,
know
oh,
what? But you know what I like? I like crabs. I mean, just
I lost that one.
oh my God, it's something about crab. I can eat that almost every day, but I can't eat it in the morning. You know, and popsicles.
Always
I,
have popsicles.
I can eat that, but it was unbelievable. I just couldn't. Oh my God, somehow crabs, but I don't know what it was. It was
I can't even smell them at alive. Like I want to puke at it.
for real.
Yeah. I lost turkey.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm on a chicken breast. It has to all be moist, you know. But the chicken thighs and the chicken legs, I'm all about it. You give me all that, we're good. I finally got beef back, but I do caribou.
Okay.
I said, well, I guess I ain't leaving the
Caribou.
last now. Yep, caribou and moose and all that.
You
But
eat that?
mm-hmm.
Is it
Yep.
good?
And bear, yeah, as long as it's cooked right. But yeah, like those meats, they're light meats. So yeah, it's definitely different. So that's when I said, okay, well, that's my protein there. I can kind of have that. Salmon. I was eating salmon like crazy. Now one bite
You don't like it?
I like it, but one bite is way too heavy for my stomach. That's like literally my whole meal for the day. You know, it'll just sit there forever. White fish, I'm better with. I can have anything of the white fish. Yeah, I just corn. I used to eat corn like crazy.
Hey, I love corn. Now they told me don't eat corn because they don't die. They don't. Yeah, but I love it.
Yeah, get rid of it.
I know, but if they don't eat corn and if some of us don't eat, they didn't. Well, anyway, they didn't want me eating. They didn't really want to eat no kind of starches, but it had to be real small starches. They don't.
Moderation.
Right, but she said
that's where it's at. That's well, in your case, you're at 6 months or whatever. Yeah, right now, wait till your year is there. Right. Like really take in that just your protein. I mean, always protein, but definite moderation. But like write down what works. Like write the journal. Right. The journals do work, and then go back to it if like later. Like, okay, so now I tried to eat this again. If you didn't like it the first time, try it again. And then they told me the rule of 3. Just if it the third time after a while it doesn't work, just cut it out of your routine. But yeah, after a year, like the year mark kind of is like your like, okay, now we got our routine, and I look at all my proteins and like, okay, so I could go buy a bag of shrimp and I'm okay. I separate it out into little baggies, put it in the freezer. I ain't got to worry about that. I know exactly how many proteins is in that, and really did all my homework on that and then just cook that, it's all I eat. Or I put it in my ramen noodles,
I can't eat noodles. That if I eat noodles, it's gonna be that much of it. But then if I eat just a little bit extra like that, I'm sick.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sick, so what I gotta do is lay down and let it go through because it doesn't.
Gas X really works with that, by the way.
Who?
Gas X, that's gonna be your best friend. Get you some Gas X.
Now I do the
chewables.
Is it called the pesticides? I don't know what it's called. My wife, they told me to get
the Pepsi.
Yeah, something like that. But that works too.
Yeah.
But you said the Gas X, and that does what?
That really it tears down a lot of stuff. But the chewables are the best ones because it works faster. Yeah, that's been my best friend, so I always keep that on hand just in case. The noodles, they do have protein noodles.
Oh.
And they're
For real?
actually not bad. Yeah. And it has a lot of protein in it. I think there's like 19 grams of protein in it.
Uh,
So you can, try out that, and they do have noodles that are protein
but what's
noodles.
that? But I missed question again, and I might need you to send me that thing. What's that site that you turned me on to? With the
Bariatric
guy?
Pal.
Yeah, yeah. I need yeah. It remind me that I need to get that. Yeah,
Yeah. Here, I'll write it here.
yeah.
Yeah, Bariatric Pal .com. It really they really do have a lot of stuff, even the gummies and the chips. I have that on hand. Just in, when I was
Okay.
leaving, when I go fishing or something, I take a bag of those. I'm like, all right,
You
so I can't.
fish? You fish?
Absolutely.
What you
Boy,
fish? What you fish? I mean, like, what do you?
I
What,
I do the salmon fishing. I do halibut fishing. I do all types of fishing. So like we do hooligans, so dip net and snags and just the regular toss out. Yeah,
wow.
that's my favorite pastime. They
How
yelled at
long? Wow.
they yelled at me because I put my I was out there dip netting what was it, about a week or so after my surgery.
Uh-huh.
Like, I was out in the ocean halfway up. They were like, you cannot do that. And I called, and I was like, hey, so about this situation, it didn't harm me. I was just wondering about a different. And she goes, you did what? I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell Dr. Searles. I'm like, okay, So we were all. It's a family ordeal, right? Because she had surgery too, as well. She was
Okay.
like years out, and so she's like, did you get any water in the site? I was like, no, I put my waders on, she goes, what kind of waders did you have? I said, it's a full set, so I was literally halfway, in the water kind of thing. So no water
Wow.
came into my site, but I said, I
Right.
made sure everything inside was good and it was all covered up. But yeah, no, that water was harsh, but and that whole doing the, trying to move the net and everything in the water, that's heavy. But I said,
Yeah.
it's exercise. I ain't gonna lie. But
That's right. Wow. I
that's
didn't know
my
you
exercise.
fish.
Yeah.
Man, I love I ain't got the fishing, but I love to do the crabs. I'm sorry, that's not true. I love watching the crabs. The crab, how people they be doing the crab. They be what's that called on TV? They be doing something on TV. They be catching crabs. I love that show. I mean, I don't
Uh,
want to do it. I don't want to do it,
when they're
but
in the ocean trying to doing all that.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that show. I love that show. So, but that fishing thing, that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, I fish.
Wow. Do you hunt? Do you?
I have a hunting license,
Okay.
but because of my surgeries and stuff right now, I can't hunt.
Right.
I
Okay.
I have to, my old boss, I have to actually call him up and be like, hey, here's my license. Can you go get me a caribou, please? Because I'm allowed to go with him, and
Really?
stuff like that. Yep. Yep. Right into, he goes to Denali and catches them. So yeah, a whole caribou on my hunting license I can have, and he processes the whole stuff and just gives me whatever I need.
For real?
So, yep.
How much? So with the caribou, how much meat is that? That's a lot of meat.
It's like deer. I
It
mean,
is.
yeah, like they're bigger than deer, or
Right.
they're yeah, but it's like deer, to where the meat is pretty much almost the same kind of thing, where you have to add stuff to it to
The game.
um
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
but
My wife. Yeah. Yeah.
it is a lean meat though.
Yeah. My wife. A friend of hers bought some deer, and oh man, we defrosted, but it smelled.
Oh yeah, it
And
shouldn't do all that.
I said, I said this thing. I said I can't. I said I can't eat this like this here. I mean, cause now I had some deer before, and it smelled like that. I said, no, I'm not gonna. Nah, I ain't mess with that. So I threw it away. Yeah, I can't. No, it's anyway. But I wouldn't mind trying some caribou.
Yeah, no, there's plenty out here.
For real?
Yeah, there's plenty of caribou out here. I didn't want to touch moose anymore, or
Mm,
bear. It's good food. Whale, it's not bad either. I'm not sure if I can eat it nowadays, but I'll have to go and try it.
right.
Um, but yeah, I'm kind of curious onto. I love the seal oil. It's got such a interesting taste, but it's like a, I don't know. It has, it's, you can definitely taste oil, but it has like a sweeter taste. There's like something to it that the natives, they don't do anything else to it. They just like literally take the oil from the seal. But you dip, that's like a great dip, man. Put it on crackers, put it on fish, put it on all
It's
kinds of
good. It's good.
yeah. But the problem is it's healthy, very, very healthy for you. But if you have too much of it, you could start getting fat. Like,
Oh my God.
so that's the
Wow.
problem. God, that's it. That's one of those things where you can get real
Too
addicted
much. Right.
real fast, you know. And I'm like, huh, okay, well, I guess I'll just eat it when I'm around a native, you know, or in their community here. You know what I mean? But I was like, if I could have
Yeah.
it on hand, like, actually, I should contact them that, you know. But now that I have control over my own eating, but
Yeah,
it,
that's right. You're right. That's
know,
good.
like I don't do anything unless I have control over
That's
whatever it
right.
is. Like I
That's
cannot
right.
because my brain cannot handle the anxiety eating and all that
Oh,
stuff. I mean, I
right.
take meds to keep down my anxiety eating.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Wow. It's good.
yeah, it's a lot of work, for sure. Like,
Wow.
um,
Mm.
I couldn't exercise like you. I wish I could. I did do a lot of physical therapy, so technically
Okay,
that
that's
was
good.
exercise. I
Yeah,
do
that's good.
walking up the mountains and stuff like that or whatever. That's my technical exercise. But
That's good.
physically,
That's right. Doing something. That's right. Do it. Yeah, doing. I think doing something. But when you don't do nothing, especially like I said, I'm 56. I'll be 57 this year. When you become inactive, things in our body don't. It decay. Let me say it that way.
yep,
And so, I don't say I'm an expert. I'm an expert in failing. So I just want to live longer and try to tell people and show people the lifestyle I'm living. And there are times where, I might go get a Big Mac, but I know I can't eat all of it. My wife, my wife and I, we shared a Big Mac one time. Cause I thought I could eat a whole Big Mac. That didn't work.
yep. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. And then and then a lot of people don't know this. I know you know this here. And my nutritionist told me this. She said, Mr. Sutton, you can't eat and drink at the same time.
Correct.
I
Right.
said, what you mean? She said, you can't do that. And then she was telling me, I said, ma'am, I've been doing it all my life. She said, yeah, you've been doing it wrong all your life. And I like to tell people out there, you're supposed to eat and drink at the same time. And I said, well, if I don't do that, I said, if I don't do that, like, what if I get choked? She says, chew your food. You won't get choked. So, y'all, everybody out there, you're supposed to be eating and drinking.
Right.
Shouldn't do that. You do one or other. She said, wait at least 30 minutes after you eat. And so she told me because the acid from the food you eat, it can burn it up. But if you keep on diluting it, so I learned that. So I try to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I
I
thought it's good. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. So y'all, something I had to do because I heard that same thing and I said the
Uh,
same exact thing. Like, what in the world?
right.
Like,
How
wait,
you
wait, wait,
going?
wait, wait. That was hard. That was very hard
Yeah.
to introduce. But I learned that when you're going through those classes and stuff like that, and you're doing this ahead of time,
Right.
don't wait until the surgery to do what they said.
Right.
Put it into practice
Right. I
and
like that.
make it a habit before you go into that surgery because that way it's a lot easier,
Yes.
you know. And when you feel comfortable, be like, well, all right, we got this, that, and then getting like the baby forks and stuff. I understand now why, you know, and the baby spoons. Did they tell you about that? Like instead
No.
of using a big spoon, use I bought smaller spoons, you know, because that's the portion we bariatric people are supposed to be eating.
Well, I
Yep.
didn't know that, but they didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, yep. So I
Wow.
have that. I have a travel. They have that on the I haven't traveled, but I just bought a set of little spoons, and the kids' spoons and stuff like that, and it's so much easier. And I did notice that the big tablespoons versus the little spoons, I get
Right.
sicker off of the big tablespoons. I don't know why, but and I keep a portion on there too, but it just doesn't fit right anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, so I've noticed that, and then water, just having a bottle, well, yeah, bottle of water. The
Uh-huh.
different you can not like one brand, go through
Uh-huh.
all the brands and find the brand that actually works for you.
Right.
You know, that's something that I learned from the receptionist or the lady that she wasn't a nurse, but she worked at the place for my doctors because she had to learn that. And Dr. Soros was saying, yeah, you have to literally go through every single brand. It might be the same, like the crackers may be all crackers, but they may all, you might have a different way of your body just may
Right.
want just a certain brand. And I was like, oh,
Right.
and that actually is so true because I can't eat certain brands of tuna. It has to be, I cannot have it. It has to be the lemon pepper, bumblebee in the can already with the crackers. It can't be anything else. Before I could eat all of it, but you know what I mean? The water, it has to be the it's so weird.
See, but you're right because and I love boiled eggs, but I can't eat boiled eggs inside tuna fish. And my wife, she loves that.
Uh-huh.
And it's like every day my taste buds it changes on me. You
Absolutely.
know, because one day I cannot remember the food it was. It was just so good, and I enjoyed it. The next day I hated it. I don't
Yep.
want that. I ain't want no. Don't bring me that. Well, you ate
Right.
it yesterday. I don't want it. I don't want it today. I do not want it today. And so, but one thing I messed up on, I did what I messed up on. I like Twistlers. Is it Twistlers? The little red candy.
Divine stuff.
Yeah.
The
So I
candy.
ate one and I suffered that whole night. But the next day I had to go to the doctor anyway, and he told me, Mr. Sutton, never eat that because it don't go down in my digestive system good. It clogs it up real bad. And
Uh-huh.
he says, so that's why he was hurting. So so what I guess you learn it along the way. I'm learning along the way things I can't eat and things I have to stay away from. But the whole thing is that I feel better now, and I like what you say about the portion that I know I can't eat a whole bunch of stuff. I can only eat something, a portion, and 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 because I feel better. I mean, I feel better after I'm not. I don't feel stuffed. Like I bloated up. We eat.
Right.
We eat for Thanksgiving. We eat and then we fall asleep. No, I
Yep.
don't sleep. No, I'm doing more. Those days are old. Those days are
Yep.
old. I'm not going. I tell God, I said I'm not going back to that. I'm not going back to that. One day I'm not going. I was at a place. I ain't gonna tell you where I was, and I seen something. They were they was giving they was giving the staff members free food in my um it was at my other job in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I went there and they had all the best food. Any food that you could think of it, they had it there. And I
Mhm.
walked there and guess what I saw? I saw my coworkers, they were just grabbing, they was stacking their plates up. And I watched them. And it was like God said, now guess what? You were like that. I
Thank
went
you.
there, I ate just sensible. And I think all of them watching me, right? Like, because most of them, everybody knew I had a surgery, but
Yeah.
they watching me. But as soon as I finished my plate, I felt full. I wasn't like them; they were all sluggish. No, no. But God showed me something. God said, "Hey, this is how you was. You go there. I don't care they serving your best food. Still in moderation. Still discipline yourself. Just get what's good for. Just get what your body can take and go in there. Don't. And then people was doing. They was taking food home with them.
Yep.
Just and they weren't even hungry. They ate the food and they took more sandwiches. But then that's what God showed me. He said, "Hey, you was like that too." So
Yep.
anyway, y'all. So we learn and like I say, I'm still learning. I'm not no expert. I'm not like you because you have a TV show. Or, I
Oh,
don't have
I
all
ain't
that
no
shit.
expert either.
Yeah,
Look, we just doing
yeah,
what God doing. It's like,
yeah. But see, I'm learning. But one thing that we can do is to share our story. Oh, I love
yeah,
sharing because guess what? Every time I go to Walmart or a store, and I always see somebody I know, and guess what they do? They look at me like, "Wow, you lost a lot of weight." And guess what?
yep,
That's my opportunity to like share my story. Yeah.
yep,
Once they
yep,
tell me that, and guess what they do? They will sit there or stand there and listen to me as I tell this whole journey. They like, wow, man, you look good. And that's what you and I that's what you and I is doing. Just telling our journey of our story.
yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, how did you end up on the news? Like all of us didn't get the news.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you this here. You remember I was telling you that that I write plays. I do. I write plays. And
Yeah.
writing plays, you have insight. You have insight on what makes a story.
Mm-hmm.
What makes a story. And so what happened was I was telling my wife that I was gonna call news people up and tell about my story. And guess what she said? She says, why would they do a story about about guys that bypass? You know how many people who have had that done, and there was no story off of that? I said the reason why they had no story is it's how you tell your story. That's it. So what I did was, you remember I was telling you that this guys that bypass is not about us.
Yeah.
No. It's about everything. And by me being a school teacher, I connected that with my students. What really hit me of getting the surgery, what really hit me, one day I was walking the hallways and it was a classroom that was in the hallway going to the bathroom. So one of the little girls saw me. She said, hey, Mr. Sutton. And so I gave her a hug.
Right.
If you give one third grader a hug, you got to give them all a hug. So
Yep.
they had 40 kids. So I had to bend down 40 times. After that, I was tired. I said, oh, I can't keep this up. And then when I wrote, and so when I contacted the news people up, I connected not just the gastric bypass. I connected how that I could be a better teacher. I could be a better teacher if if my health was better. So I connected my gastric bypass with my students, and that's how I did it. See, it wasn't about me. It wasn't about me having a gastric bypass because everybody had that. No.
Right.
It's about being a better teacher. And now I would say this, and I could say it because I've been in teaching field for 30 something years. If you're not healthy or if you're overweight, you can't be as effective. I didn't say you couldn't teach. You can't be as effective. Your creativity because you're dealing with all these health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got a lot of friends that's man they overweight all that, but they are great. I mean they good. But look how they could be even better if they felt better. So
Yep.
what I did was I connected that of being a better teacher if I was healthy, and so that made the story. So it wasn't about Glenn Sutton just having a gastric bypass. It was Glenn Sutton just having bypass for his students, and
Mm.
that what did it. That's how. Yeah. You have to see what you have to do. You have to connect it with the bigger picture. Because like I
Right.
said, if it was only about me, they would have wrote the story. Because you know how many people who have had this surgery? Thousands, probably millions. But it was about them. But see, I said, no. It can't be just about me. Even your show you doing right now, if you just talk about you, that's fine. But that can get old. When you let people like myself come on the show and tell their story, see, it's not about. See now this thing get bigger. It gets bigger now. So that's what I did. I did that. Matter of fact, man, I was on TV several times, newspaper. I was on the radio. I mean, it kept on going. It kept on going. And My wife came to me after kind of calmed down a little bit. She said, "You know what? You can make out a story." She said, "You can make a story out of anything." I said, "No, I can't. I can only make a story out of something only if I believe it. I gotta
Right.
believe it. Yeah, I can't do anything. No, I ain't gonna do that. No, because some things I don't believe or something I don't support. But with this, oh man, this is unbelievable. That's why I did it. That's why I did the play. Oh man, oh no, I did that. And then I'm gonna do a book. I'm gonna do a book. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a book. Oh, I'm gonna do a book. And so sometimes God will give us these creative ideas to help other people, and then we also can benefit. We also can benefit from it too. But then
Yeah.
like people that don't really know me or know you, they get jealous because they believe you. Man, look at you. You got this show here. She thinks she's something. Yeah, I think I'm something. I've been through a lot because they don't know our story.
Right.
Come on.
I did
Come
this
on.
fat too. Trust me.
Yeah,
Back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
It's on YouTube. Y'all can go back in the thing. I don't want to go back because I'm like, oh.
Right,
The word was great. You know what I mean? The whole show was great. It was just like me looking at myself back in the day. I'm like, oh,
right.
wow. Like I really what? Like my whole thought process on myself was just I see it now.
It's
And
just
like
it's
I see
amazing.
it in a grocery store.
Mm,
And I'm not judging anybody or anything like that, but I see, like you were saying, that you were at the at the people that you knew getting the food and piles of plates, and I'm like, wow,
right.
like just wow, I was really like that, like
Yes.
and I'm like, I wish others would understand. And then, like, even looking at the food stamps, are we really buying all this junk food with the stamps that we have? We could do a lot better with the health, system, or with our health with the food stamps. They say that we're losing out on our stamps in 2 days because we're buying all these like chips. And I seen one lady she was big, and she had like tons of Doritos and all kinds of stuff that wasn't right. And I was like, huh. Yep,
Yeah.
it made me really think about what I was buying. It's like, okay, like, is this really a microwavable stuff? That's a no-go for me. Anything microwavable. I do not have a microwave. My stomach will not tolerate it. You know,
Wow.
yep. It will spit it right up. Lukewarm food,
Mm,
lukewarm coffee, all of that. My doctor did say, y'all, coffee is allowed, just in moderation.
right.
You
I
can't
love
have a
it.
whole pot. But something I learned, I spent lots of money. You know how you get your coffee with like with some milk or with
Right.
whatever creamer, and the creamer is cold, and then you
Right.
pour hot coffee in. I can't have
Yeah.
it that way. It's lukewarm to me,
You
or
gotta
be
be
hot,
hot.
and then once it
Yeah.
gets into that lukewarm stage, bleh, like,
You
okay,
throw it up.
yeah, that's like 2 sips. So that's what, $6 out of the out.
Yeah.
So I learned. I'm usually not picky. I'm not that type of person, but now I have to be. But like if I order a coffee, it has to be extra hot with, and like a half a pump of this and a half a pump of this or whatever, because it's
Extra
too
hot.
much sugar. Huh?
You say extra hot, like how hot do you
Like
want it?
180 degrees is where I can stand, like where I can keep it. If it goes above that, that's fine too. But it stays hot longer, and they mix the milk and the all the flavorings together, so everything is hot, not just the coffee itself. So
Got you.
now I can actually enjoy my cup of coffee. So I get like a 12 ounce or lower. 12 ounce is too much for me technically, but my friend's like, she's like, you drank that coffee in 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I have to make sure that it's not going lukewarm.
Right.
She goes,
Right.
meanwhile,
Right.
I'm sitting here, drinking my coffee for the whole day. Yeah, that's you, but me,
Wow.
like, I get a hot coffee, and then I'll get like a matcha, a cold drink, or something that's whatever, but it has to
Yeah.
be either hot or cold. Like it can't, but I have to mix those two in such so now I don't waste my money. So now I have a list. Okay, so if I'm craving something sugar, I have this on my list that's healthy, or that's what I mean. So I
Oh
had
yeah.
to really create that list. And even through that seasonal part of where you might like it one day and the next day it's like, ugh,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. I don't want it. I
oh,
don't.
that
You
was
know, I
money
don't.
wasted.
Mm,
So I learned, okay, well, we'll put this on the list as it may happen again. So I have to figure out which season I'm in, the first day. So if I get that first, so it's like a whole, almost like a recipe book or
right,
whatever, so now I'm getting it down. It's still going, but I'm like, all right, so this routine, we're back in this routine. Okay.
right.
So now I just buy the stuff for that routine, maybe about a week. That's how long my stuff kind of usually lasts, about a week.
Wow.
And I can go in between or whatever. But yeah, that was a lot of money wasted. So if I could help somebody not waste money, Bariatric Pal will help you through that. Will not waste. Buy a whole bunch of that stuff. You can't go wrong. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's your safety net until you while you're figuring out yourself on the real,
right.
like, and all that stuff. So at least you're getting your protein in. I got the hot chocolate. And I just put a little bit of peppermint syrup in there. They do have the mint chocolate too, but the hot chocolate has protein in it. So to me,
Right.
that's my sugar. Technically, like it's my drink. I still get my water in, and that's my meal. Bing,
Oh
bang,
yeah,
boom.
yeah,
We're good to go. That's
yeah. Yeah, because I'm gonna probably because I'm gonna order some stuff out. I'm gonna order some stuff probably today or tomorrow morning because they have a lot of stuff that I like, and it's more healthier than be going out to a Family Dollar or whatever convenience store. And because the main thing I'm trying to do is to live a lot longer, make right choices, and by doing that, we could be more effective than what we're doing. And I'm excited about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And unfortunately,
Mhm.
the bariatric, the pills, the multivitamins,
Yes.
instead of taking a million of them vitamins for one day,
Uh huh.
on that site, the multivitamin, they have one for the sleeve and they have one for the bariatric. So it's one vitamin per day. And it has all that you need. And then you may need some more calcium, a little bit more. My doctor
Yeah.
put a little bit more calcium. It all depends on you. But that $99 for they're big, they're they're not my favorite tastings, whatever, but
Huh?
it's literally a pit like this, right?
Okay.
One a day, and it's in a thing like this or
If
whatever.
they have
And
it, if they have it, okay, because now I'm taking 2 pills.
this takes care of everything.
It
And I
is.
just add the chewable vitamin calcium things, those
Yeah.
vitalities or whatever.
Uh
They're
huh.
like candies to me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Right.
So I get both of them, chocolate and the caramel. So I'm like, well, I'll take that as my sugar, kind
Yeah.
of, or, like pretend that I'm eating a piece of chocolate
Right. Yeah.
candy,
Right. Right.
a piece of caramel. But yeah, no, this, the $99, paying the $99 for the full year, they give you a big box of it.
Uh huh.
And it's worth it.
Oh yeah.
I haven't bought any other pills, and you can't go wrong with a whole bunch of B vitamin pills either. So, but
Right.
that
Wow.
or the complete Flintstones pills, you take 2 of those,
Uh huh.
and then you have your calcium pills or whatever if you don't feel like buying those, or if there's like $5 or whatever, $6. Yeah, take 2 complete.
Flintstone
The
pills.
old school, yeah, but it has to be the complete Flintstone pills, Flintstone
Okay.
vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that.
simple life,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
that kind of stuff, like, people never taught me that stuff until I'd like say, huh, all right, because I got tired of taking like 20 pills. I really
I
did.
know.
I can't swallow. I have dysphagia as well. So like all these things, I'm like, oh God, I'm so tired. After about the 17th pill, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so done. And I was like, but I gotta do
Wow.
this because I gotta live. But
I know.
and it's just like I give up. So yeah, we figured it out. So 1 pill a day. My sister was like, listen, take that bariatric pill. And then my doctor was like, yeah, I think you're the 1%, like, that actually does need that bariatric, that needs that bariatric pill from the site, but so yeah, and they're chewables. So
Oh my
it's
God.
just, definitely worth it.
Oh yeah.
Can't
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, keeping it on hand is not a bad idea. And if you're going through the surgery, guys, or like right before, that is something you can actually buy and not get rid. You won't waste the money on is anything from that site. Now I can't have chocolate too much, but the hot chocolate works for me. But other than that, the soups are great. You can put ice. You can make juice in your ice cubes and put little ice cubes or make little foods in your ice cube trays. That's how much you're supposed to be eating, and freeze them up, have them already ready, and do that. Yeah, have popsicles like crazy. That's your
I
water
love
intake.
pops. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So I
I
mean,
love it.
it's the little tricks, the popsicles. We'll have recipes here. We'll as the bariatric journey continues, we're just starting it. So we'll have different types of recipes and our favorite foods or whatever it is coming on this show. Kind of we'll really do this show up. We just have
Yeah,
to do this. So I can't wait to have other people on here and
you can
really
do
hear
good.
the stories. But um, yeah. So if you guys want to be on the show, let me know. Oilrunnersservices.com or at gmail.com. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and tell us your stories. If you just don't want to be on the show, but you want us to read your story out loud,
Yes.
you can put anonymous, and that's great. We won't tell your name or anything like that, but sharing your story is so welcomed here. And it could help somebody else out. Even if
Oh
you're
yeah. Wait. That's right.
if
Mm.
you're if you're still thinking about the journey, please ask questions. And if you could do it without the bariatric, it's a tool. If you could lose weight without the bariatric surgery, that's awesome. We want to welcome you on here too. Tell your tips and trips or tricks and all that stuff or whatever. But this is definitely a journey that you cannot go on alone. And we will not tell you that this was an easy way out. Okay, so it is a
Right.
safe place. You will always have somebody there to help you through. So this is the start of it. I may
Right.
create a Facebook page. Who knows? I'm thinking about it. A Facebook page for this,
That's right.
and to really put it through. Actually, you know what? I think I will. So I'll probably put it up there here soon, and really work on that. So you guys just go on that. When I tell you guys the name of it, who knows, whatever the name is, but yeah, like, subscribe, share, go on Glenn Sutton's spots. He's
Yeah.
he's got his journey on there, and work out with him. Facebook Cedric Sutton. He's got an interesting a show,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
he's got a YouTube channel. So like, subscribe on there, comment. We help each other out. Glenn Sutton, stop
Yeah.
bullying.
Yeah.
So he also has other stories. So we're gonna put him on different
I need it too.
different
I need it.
portions of his journey, a different portion, because we have an interview portion, we have
Right.
other portions opening up, little spot sub portions. So this is a sub portion,
Yeah.
guys. But yeah, I noticed that he was on The Price is Right. So I
Yeah.
want that story. He was on the original. Okay.
Yeah.
So
With Bob Barker.
yep. So he
Yeah.
got to meet Bob Barker.
I know. That was awesome. That was
Kind of
awesome.
jelly on that one. But
Oh,
yeah, so we've got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stories.
yeah.
So keep looking in. You could look me up at KristenAllLove.com. Go into the YouTube. Go into I do photography. I live here in Alaska. I do all kinds
You
of
do.
stuff. So
Oh, you do what again? You do pictures too?
I do photography as well. Yes.
God, what?
Yep. I have a travel business as well. Yeah, so I'm working all up. I just been going through a lot of surgeries. That's why I had been like up and up, But yeah,
Right.
it's working here. Yeah, so right now the Oil Runners broadcast is where everybody's voice matters, and we're trying to get everybody to come together, be one, and share
Right.
your voice, share your journey, be in different categories, because you have something to give. We all want that to help somebody else out. You did not go through for you. You went through
That's
to help
right.
somebody else out. So, um, so your community may not approve of you, but somebody else may need to hear your story. That's because you never know who's going on a unaliving situation uh or anything like that. Like, so yeah, you may help them out. You never know.
I will.
So yeah, we're here for you all the time.
All right.
And so we're anti-bullying. So definitely anti-bullying in every situation. So we love you guys, and we're going
Yeah.
to end with all that. So in Dena'ina, from Alaska, the native language, Chanan means thank you, and Nakotani is God. So
Nakitani.
Nakotani. That's a long
Nakitani.
word to spell out, but it's Nakotani. Oh,
Nakitani. Oh,
yep.
right there.
So you guys just learned a little bit of Dena'ina, and we're gonna put that on there too. By the way, there's stuff on there on YouTube. On my YouTube is a lot of I'm gonna put more learning things on there. I
That's good. I
have
like that.
educational stuff or whatever. There's all types of interviews from celebrities. There's all types of interviews with people. We got God on there. We got the word coming forth tomorrow. On Sundays and different types of things. But I also make videos as well of if your kids ABCs, little things that they can go through and you could put it on, or Dene language. There's a story on there approved by the Dene people. Okay, so you had to really get approved to put the story out there or teach the language or whatever. So we're gonna have all
Right.
that too. But
Hey,
yeah,
let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen the movie called The Forge? The
I
movie.
haven't seen it, but I heard about it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was gonna get with you. There's a lady at my former church. She was in that movie.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna call and I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna text her after I'm asking that you want to be on your show. I'm telling you something. The movie, that movie changed my life.
Really?
It has oh my God, it has so many lessons. I'm not gonna tell it all. So many lessons in there. It's one lesson in there that's oh my God. Oh my God. It's one lesson in there. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but one lesson there that um about forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It was a scene. It was a scene in there that is it's so powerful. It's real powerful. You got to watch that one. It was a scene where a guy has to forgive somebody when he was in a men's group, and the guy that was in the men group was the one that killed his son through a car accident.
Uh-huh.
But the guy was he was drunk at the time, and so when the guy had to show this guy love in spite of his son being gone. That was only one aspect of it. It
Mm-hmm.
has so many lessons learned, but that was the one that really touched me because that's tough.
Yeah.
When someone who when they was irresponsible, irresponsible, we all get in accidents and things happen. But when a person is irresponsible, drinking and driving, kill your son, and then you try to start up a group, and God tell you to go and get this guy to bring him in your group, the one that caused you the pain. Oh man, it's unbelievable. I start crying because it hit. Because I said the movie is it changed my life about holding on to unforgiveness. You gotta let folks go.
Absolutely.
Even if it hurts you, you have to. You got to do it for you. But
Right.
that scene right there was it's a powerful scene. But there other scenes on there that's good. But that scene it touched me, and I'm not there yet. I ain't there yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there of let folks go so you can live. And I didn't mean to say all that, but I had to say that. I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
call her.
it's
I'm
all
gonna
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her and ask her, does she want to be a part? Because You know, it's an excellent movie. I think everybody need to watch it. But anyway. But listen, I ain't gonna hold you up. Thank y'all guys. Y'all been a blessing to us. I can't wait to have other interviewers because it's life changing. It changed my life, and I know it'll change yours. Thank you so much, Miss Love. You have the right last name. You know that. You have the right last name. You do.
Yeah, I mean,
But hey, no way you gave me an idea. I know I go. I'm gonna try to get my wife on here. Because I do want to say this, and a lot of people gonna disagree with what I'm about to say, but it is what it is. See, my wife and I, we go to different churches because I was a part of their church for 31 years, but God led me to another church. So we go to different churches, and between me and you, I did not know how this is gonna work. But when God in it, God made it work. But it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I still visit her church. She visit my church. She still my church, whatever. But it's only one God.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the kingdom. I just changed addresses. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But it's
God
good.
led you and led her. That's
Right.
your guys' personal thing,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
and there may be something that she didn't need at the other church, or
Exactly.
you know what I
No,
mean? It's a lot to
me.
go into that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
It may,
she said, why you leaving us? Da, da, da. But anyway, y'all, that's another story. We're gonna do another story, but a lot of people disagree on the decision that I made to leave. But I would say this here. It was the best decision that I made. If it wasn't for me making that decision, I wouldn't be talking to you now because I would not have had the gastric bypass. Would never had it. I wouldn't have had it. I got that from an idea from a guy at my new church. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have. But anyway, another story, another time. But anyway, hey, I love you guys. Keep it up.
definitely. So as we say in
Yeah.
Alaska in Dena'ina language, Chanan,
To
thank
nine.
you for watching, and please, please, please go in, like, subscribe, share,
Yes.
comment, connect with us. Please, we want to hear your story. So we love you.
Yes. All right.